Good morning, everybody. Sorry I'm a little bit late with this week's announcement. It's hard to believe we're already in week 7. Okay. So, what does week 7 involve? It's kind of the culmination of the class. Your final project is due this week, and we don't have a lot of wiggle room. Okay. I will try to go back and catch up for those of you who are late, but if you're late, please keep in mind that I need to grade the current stuff as well. But let's take a look at Module 7. Okay, so it's called asset building. It's sort of the answer, the punchline, if you will. So the learning objective: compare and contrast community initiatives, asset building activities that your community could undertake, and explain how local ownership is critical to asset building for HESCD. Okay. You're going to have to read a local report, from wherever your community is. It could be, I'll expand it. It could be a website. Something you stumble upon, or something that you're currently involved with. So I'll allow that too. Let me give you an example from my own initiative, and I've had to think about this. For people who are developmentally differentiated, I stumbled upon this wonderful organization here in Cincinnati that supports their folks' employment and other kind of activities, enhanced activities. One of the things they do is the folks who are the clients of this organization, they run a little coffee house, and they also they grow hydroponic lettuce, which I thought was just absolutely awesome. I'm going to go today and get some lettuce. So it could be something as simple as that. So don't go, I don't know where to get a local news. You really do have some sort of local resource. So I'm going to expand. It could be a town report or a local newspaper. There are all kinds of communities doing things that aren't necessarily on the surface of them seemingly critical, but they're quality of life enhancing. Small towns that have or communities within the urban centers, communities that are tight knit, that have festivals or concerts or things like that. That could be something too. Okay. So that's one thing. Okay. Let's talk about asset building. Okay. And so the module overview, let's take a look at that for a moment. Okay. They're talking about local action. Okay. And I want to take, basically, I want you to read over this human capital asset model that they're talking about here in terms of community development. I think it's a wonderful idea. Okay. So there's that. And then here we go. We have a couple of other. So there's a discussion there. Okay. We have a journal. The journal. Let's look at the journal assignment. Discuss initiatives in the community and state 3 asset building activities that your community, can undertake. And so look at local ownership. Okay. I'll tell you, and then finally down here, let me squidge the screen in. Here is where you submit your final research presentation. Now, if you need to, some of you who have submitted that, this is where you submit it. Okay. Again, please be critical of your time. Please marshal the precious resource that is your time that we have left together. That's going to be absolutely key. We don't have a lot of time. gets to be the end of next week, okay? And to keep in mind, let's put this into perspective, okay? Week 7 ends, let's see, it ends on the 17th, okay? Our time together is up on Sunday the 24th. That doesn't mean you can submit work on the 26th, but that time I have a responsibility to the students and to Southern New Hampshire University to have a reasonable time to grade your work. So I'm not going to take any more late work or any delays. You know, if you can't get your work done by a week from tomorrow, okay, I have to have, you know, in other words, I have to have time. I know you've got complicated lives and so forth, but if you've been running behind and you're playing catch up, here's your deadline, okay? Wednesday the 20th. That's a week from tomorrow to have everything caught up. And those of you who are late, that's fine. I need to do you know, some back grading of a few projects. Please continue to do. I think you've been great. You've been responsible for those of you who are doing late stuff. You know, who are submitting late for one reason or other. You've been good in catching me up. So I'll be working. It's Tuesday morning. Please give me till about Thursday or Friday. Okay, and please also let's try to post in the discussion, you know, by your initial post by Thursday. And please remember, for the discussions, you need to provide a reference. A lot of you are still blowing over the reference. A discussion, I should point out, is not a chat. It's not just you freestyling what you're thinking about. You know, a discussion is kind of a mindful appropriation of the topic, grounded in, at the very least, a textbook reading. Now, just to move ahead, you know, what we'll be doing next week in Module 8, you know, Module 8 again begins on the, I'm just doing a double check here on my calendar. That's going to begin at midnight the 17th, going into the 18th, you know, 12:01 a.m. on the 18th. You know, you're going to look at course outcomes and then reflect on that, and then look at student learning, okay? So basically here is where you read this text, Brain Rules, you know, this textbook that we looked at there, and that's where we bring this last reading in. It's a way for us to kind of unite everything together that we've been working on. I should say everybody's doing excellent work. You know, I look forward to working this week, and I'll be a little more hopefully a little more proactive in getting your stuff graded. Okay. Please have a great week 7, and we will look forward to working together here over the course of this week to get everything wound up, really. But week 7 isn't the end. You still have some work to do in week 8 too. Just a preview there. And again, you know, just before we get out of here, I want to remind you that, you know, the class ends Sunday the 24th. But in ending, you don't have days after that. You have to have your work submitted, you know, prior to that. You got to. I can't. Otherwise, you either take an incomplete, or unfortunately, you know, I have to have time to catch up. Okay, hope you're clear about this. You know, please take this out of your whatever you're dealing with personally, and think in a broader term about you know, what your classmates need and what I need to help to make sure that you get the grade that you deserve. Okay, so thank you very much, and have a great week 7.